Hello, 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 and welcome to my cozy little corner of the internet. Today, I wanted to talk about the fact that my favorite color is October. No, today I just wanted to chat about how much I love autumn. I think that I have an appreciation for all of the seasons, and I live in Canada, so I do actually get them, although winter seems to be the dominating one. So, I live in Ontario, Canada, if you didn't already know, or if you're new to my channel. Hi, how are ya? And I just love the changing seasons. Even though, being a spoonie, they do bring with them pain and discomfort. Especially at this time of year when it starts to get cold. I have a back injury and I also have joint pain and stress and depression and anxiety. But that's not what we're here to talk about, is it? So we're here to talk about the reasons why I love autumn. So I think that one of the best things about autumn is that it reminds us how beautiful it can be to change, and it also reminds us that sometimes we need a dormant period afterwards until we can emerge from our cocoons. Yes, I'm talking about that dreadful cold time called winter. So I just love when all the leaves turn their vibrant, beautiful colors. Some years it's not as spectacular as others. And this year, for a couple of weeks, there was so much red and orange and even bright, bright yellow before it all turned to that orangey brown color. It was amazing, and I sadly did not get out to take pictures, and I wish I did. So I hope that next autumn is just as beautiful, because I don't want to miss those colors. Some years they're few and far between. Yeah, so I really love that it reminds us about how natural change is, how important it is to just let stuff go. Just let all that old stuff that's not serving you anymore fall to the ground. Fall, fall, fall. I'm not the biggest fan of calling the season fall. I just think that it's kind of a cheapened way of describing the season. If that makes sense to you, I hope it does, because I know that that's not the best way I could word that. But some things I really love about autumn is definitely enjoying a nice steamy cup of tea, especially so early in the morning. Or at night, I like having herbal or decaf teas. Usually in a much larger mug than this, but it was only appropriate. I also really love to get cozy in big, chunky, warm sweaters just like this. Super, super cozy. I have been rocking like about 4 sweaters since the weather started getting cold. I mean, I'm wearing other things too, but I just keep pulling these out like this one. I absolutely my drink down for a moment. I just absolutely love, and it's so scrunchy and warm and cozy. My hair's all caught in it. And I just think that sweaters are a really cute way of dressing. They are comfortable and cozy and yet stylish. Like, how does that work? I love it. Sometimes I also like to wear ponchos because they can be super warm but give me more freedom in my arms, or even give me that nice balance. You know those days where you can't quite figure out what to wear, what temperature, how warm, how cold you are? I get like that a lot. So things like ponchos over a t-shirt are really helpful because then my arms can kind of have some air. Yes. I also really love some superficial things like using sort of autumnal colors in my makeup or my nails, which are not done. I'm sorry. I was going to put on fake nails. I was going to say acrylic, and I'm like, what? I was going to put on fake nails and completely forgot. Something else that I like to do in autumn because it's cold, especially when it's damp and my bones are hurting, is in addition to the cozy sweaters, I like to snuggle up underneath a blanket. We have many blankets in this house, but this is one of my favorite little lap blankets because it's just so pretty. Like a lot of my things, I picked this up at a thrift store. I love thrifting. It's a really great way to get things for sets, things for your filming. I had actually wanted to, we're diverting from autumn for a moment. In the summer, I had wanted to go around to garage sales and do like little garage sale hauls for ASMR. Didn't get around to that, so next year. And honestly, I just realized I gave away an idea on my channel, but I don't care. Not about this one especially. I think it's fun to treasure hunt for ASMR. I love seeing what people even come home with from the dollar store, or look what I ordered off of something like Wish or AliExpress. So, okay, but let's get back to autumn. I also really love to wear boots that are warm, especially if they're very, if they match your outfit. They kind of match the aesthetic that you're going for, you know, like a pair of jeans or a pair of tights with a baggy sweater, and then these boots that come up your calf a little bit. Oh, I love it. And gloves. They can be a bit of a pain in the butt, especially now that we always have our beep boop 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 boops. But nowadays they are making gloves with like the touchscreen fingers, and that is quite helpful. I also tend to burn candles more in the winter, or in the autumn and the winter. My brain is just running off on me here. So yes, I tend to burn a lot more candles, and that is just it. It's so cozy. I love candlelight. I love soft lighting. So just being surrounded by some twinkle lights, like Christmas lights, and a few candles. It's so cozy. And I also really love autumn scents. They tend to be what I go for in my candles or my Scentsy the most. I do have a few scents that I like in the spring and summer, and there's winter scents too. They kind of get lumped in with the autumn scents, except for the extreme Christmassy ones like peppermint stuff. But all of those like baking smells and pumpkin, apple, apple. I'm just picturing like how beautiful the autumn aesthetic can be. Like if you picture a nice, freshly painted red barn, and maybe it's got some fields or a forest behind it, and just to one side of the barn, so maybe the barn is on the right or the left of the picture that you're looking at, and just a little bit away there could be a couple of bushels, probably closer to you, a couple of bushels full of just juicy red apples and all that fresh air smell. And as you get close to the apples, you smell that sweetness. So good. So good. It just makes my heart warm. And of course, I also like Halloween, as you already know, because I went a little crazy for it this year. Literally, for one video. I'm sorry about that, okay? I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. You wanted it. But I love all things Halloween and pumpkins. Pumpkins. I love pumpkin pie. Oh, I love pumpkin pie. I like pie in general. Pie is good food. Oh, and something else that I hadn't thought about doing yet. I mean, I don't do this every year because that would be excessive, but I am a Gilmore girl. I'm a Gilmore girl through and through. When that show first started, I was on board right away and watched it, and it was cute because my mom watched it with me sometimes. And yeah, I just think that that's a really good show to start at this time of year because it's such an autumny show. Even when it's summer and stuff, it just has that cozy feel to it, and they do really focus on autumn and winter and all the cute clothes. I'm not even this superficial, I promise you. I just like to be comfortable, but when I can be comfortable and cute, I feel like that's a confidence booster. So lately I have been feeling pretty good in all of my sweaters. I'm just thinking about how it smells when you go for a walk in the woods and a lot of the leaves have already fallen and they're crunchy under your feet and it's a little cool. So you breathe in that cool air to your lungs and it's refreshing, but it also smells. I don't know how to describe it. I know that there are words, but I can't think of it. Just so earthy, fresh, and even though it's honestly the smell of decay, it's so organic and refreshing. I love it so much. When I get cold too, if I'm like, sometimes when your extremities are cold, I have a pair of fingerless gloves that were handmade and they were made for someone else, so my tiny little hands, unfortunately my tiny little hands, can wear them, and they cover up almost to my fingertips. You know how fingerless gloves usually cut off like somewhere here, somewhere back here, you know. I'm using the wrong finger for this, I'm sorry. Here. So they'll come up almost like basically to my nail bed. So it can be hard to do things in them, but if I'm just sitting around watching TV or reading, they can certainly keep my hands very warm. They are also, they're knitted. I was going to say they were crocheted, but no, they were knitted. And they are so, so warm and comfortable and really good on those extra achy days. Because when you're extra achy, it's good to have softness, have warmth, use a heating pad or a hot water bottle. Autumn's a really good time to start to unwind, even though you have to kind of get through the Christmas season if you celebrate it. Even if you don't, you still have to deal with the impact, right, when you go out for your errands. So it's a great time for trying to just take some extra relaxation, trying to delve a little more into your dark self. It is the dark time of the year after all. And let me tell you, that sounds so scary, but really it's just working on yourself, working on your problem spots, you know? So that is why I love autumn, because you can just kind of put yourself in a little cave, a little den, have all your blankets and your pillows and your drinks all around you. It's a great time for reading. It is a good time for hikes when the weather's nice, when you get a nice sunny day. And because it gets colder and dark so early, I find it's a good time to get a little extra sleep if you can, or even just a little extra rest in bed, because I am a chronic insomniac and it's been pretty bad lately. But when I wake up too early, because that's how my insomnia hits me, I tend to just stay in bed and listen to ASMR. If I fall asleep, that's good, but if not, at least my body is comfortable and warm and resting, and my mind is kind of in a soft little trance, listening to all those great ASMR artists out there. There's probably so many other things I love to do in fall, or the reasons why I love autumn. I just realized I called it fall. So there's probably a lot more, but I can't think of any at the moment. We've been rambling for a little while. I hope that you have enjoyed this nice, cozy little trip down Autumn Lane. I hope that you have a beautiful day, whatever time it is. I hope you are resting, comfortable, warm, and I want you to remember that you are loved and that you are worthy of loving yourself. Take a breath, take it easy, but keep working towards your goals because you deserve them. I love you so very much. Thank you for hanging out with me today.